Hey guys, today we're gonna do another Who Would Win fight. I know, I'm so excited. I only got to do one and I get to do another one every week now. I'm so excited. Today we're gonna do a completely DC based Who Would Win. And because last time we did Wonder Woman and Jean Grey, which I picked Jean Grey, sorry for the Wonder Woman fans, but today it's gonna be two of the biggest names in DC in honor of Batman vs Superman coming out on Blu-ray. Today we're gonna do Who Would Win Batman vs. Superman. We're just going to run through some of what Batman has in his arsenal, considering he does not have superpowers, but he is one of the biggest names in the DC universe. Now, as everyone knows, Batman has a very large array of ways to get around, considering his Batmobile, his Batplane, his Bat Submarine, which is kind of interesting. He also has a Bat Glider, which is kind of like wings that he wears on his back that he uses to fly through the city or wherever he is at the time, which you could actually see in, I believe it's The Adventures of Superman and Justice for All. He kind of has a little bit of bat envy, and he has the Bat Glider, which he uses to fly around. He also has other things that he had made for him by Lucius Fox. Lucius Fox, if you don't know, is kind of like Batman's right-hand man in the sense of creating all of these toys for Batman. He's helped him create the Batmobile, the Batwing, the Bat Submarine, and of course the Bat Glider. But he's also helped create things like shock gloves, which he has used, as you could see, in the Batman video games. He's also created batarangs, the Bat Grapple, kryptonite things such as the kryptonite gloves, which you've seen in The Dark Knight Returns by Frank Miller. He also has the kryptonite shotgun, which he uses in Frank Miller's The Dark Knight Returns. He has a large array of things in his arsenal. He has plastic explosives, which he's used in, I believe it was Under the Red Hood, was when I first actually seen him use the plastic explosives, which he used it on a Mazo, which was really cool. He also has a lot of other qualities. When Batman was young, obviously his parents were murdered. And probably a biased opinion, but there have been numerous times where Superman himself has even said that the only man he's really afraid of and the only man that he genuinely fears is Batman, which says a lot because everyone knows within the Justice League that Batman is kind of that. He's the moral compass because he never ever loses his cool. He always has a very stoic, monotone, impossible to read demeanor about him, which is something that's also very important in his arsenal, because a lot of the characters, superheroes that you see throughout the years, they wear their emotions on their sleeve and you can always tell what they're feeling, whereas Batman, you never really know what he's feeling, what he's going through, what's going on. He's really just focused at the task at hand, and that was the one thing that really drawed me to Batman. And on top of that, let's not forget the fact that he has gone up against some of the most strengthily impossible people in the world, considering Amazo, Killer Croc, the Joker, Harley Quinn, Poison Ivy, Two-Face, Mr. Freeze, Maxie Zeus. I mean, the list goes on and on. I mean, even I think at one point, he fought with Shazam. He even fought with Owlman and saved existence. And at one point, Batman even became a Time Lord. So there's a whole lot of things that go along with Batman as far as just him being the billionaire with a bunch of toys. But what a lot of people want to know is, can he beat Superman? Can he actually beat Superman? Now let's get into Superman's power, shall we? Now Superman's a little bit easier when it comes to talking about the powers that he has. Obviously, he can fly. He has laser vision. He has the ice breath. He's the strongest man in the world. And he also gets all of his power from the yellow sun that beams down upon us. But Superman is known as being the strongest being on the planet, which, now if you don't know a little bit about Superman, I'll give you a quick backstory. He's from the planet Krypton, which was blown up. All of the people were killed, including his parents. He was one of the few Krypton babies that were actually born and was sent away so that he did not die. So he became the last son of Krypton. He was found by his future parents, which obviously he was kind of being raised as a human in sorts, but then his powers start to kind of reveal themselves after he's been bathing in the sun of Earth for so long, because I don't think a lot of people realize he didn't come out of like the Krypton pod as Superman, like beating the shit out of everybody. No, he was a regular small human baby. And the thing with that was, after years upon years of bathing in Earth's sun, because of the fact that he now lived on this planet, he was able to be the strongest Kryptonian that ever lived. which was something, as you guys seen, even in Man of Steel, Zod had an issue with that. Like, he wanted to go down there, but at the same time, he didn't want to go down there because he didn't want everyone to deal with the same pain and suffering that Clark had went through when he had to go bathing through the sun. My only issue with that is, but Clark became the strongest being in the world. Why would you be mad about going and bathing in the sun for a while? But yes, on top of that, everyone knows the little, I call it a weird haiku about Superman, you know, can jump over buildings in a single bound. He's faster than a speeding bullet. He can literally fly around the world and like stop time or reverse time even. He could do all of that. To me, that is crazy. Now, real quick, I'm just going to talk a little bit about the weaknesses that both of them have. Obviously, the biggest thing that is deathly to Superman is kryptonite. Now, that's what everybody complains. Batman can't beat Superman without kryptonite. Aha. Batman has a lot more weaknesses than Superman because he's human. You can shoot him. You could stab him. If Superman uses laser vision, anything like that. Just the strength that Superman has is already an advantage over Batman. But who would win? Here comes the grand finale. We're going to talk about who would win. Now, this is going to be hard. This is going to be really hard for me to make a choice without somehow being biased. But I know a lot of people are going to be like, no, it's not true, blah, blah, blah. Okay, fine. Do I think Batman could actually beat Superman in a fight? Yes, I do. I absolutely do. There's been numerous occasions where Batman himself has had to take Superman on. Not in live action movies, obviously. We only have that one. And really, let me just kind of quickly go into that. Batman vs. Superman really wasn't a Batman and Superman fighting movie. I think that's what a lot of people forgot. I think they didn't really get what the concept of the movie was. It wasn't really just the fight between Batman and Superman. It was really just the push to get the Justice League together. And what a lot of people don't realize is there always was that weird little back and forth between Batman and Superman where they really didn't like each other because Superman was the Boy Scout and Batman is the Dark Knight, and they're two totally different people, and they both kind of fight crime two totally different ways, which also made Superman kind of feel like Batman was a loose cannon and vice versa. But do I think that Batman can honestly take on Superman? Absolutely. And here's why. My main issue with Superman when it comes to fighting Batman in an actual one-on-one type of situation, yes, Superman has the strength and he can fly and he has the speed. But you have to also understand, Batman plans for every villain he fights, and he makes every plan, every gadget, everything he uses is in consistency with the person he's fighting. Now, with that being said, the problem with Superman as well is that Superman is a little bit egotistical when it comes to being an alien. He even talks about his disguise of why he wears the glasses, only the glasses, and nobody ever realizes that he's Clark Kent. Because he says, people are so self-absorbed they would never realize it anyway, even if I didn't have the glasses on. Something as clear could be in their face and they would never notice it. Now, I think with that too, there has been moments where Superman has even gone to the dark side. There is an episode, I believe it was the Justice League cartoon, where Superman becomes like the president of the world in a weird way. And he goes crazy and he kind of unhinges himself, which is very scary, obviously. But of course, the Justice League wasn't really sure what to do because you have the most powerful being in the world slowly kind of losing his mind and plotting to kill everyone. But of course, who had a plan? Batman. Because what a lot of people don't know is Batman has contingency plans on every single person in the Justice League. Now, that might sound crazy to you of how he could possibly do that, but Batman does, in fact, have a plan set up for every single person in the Justice League if and when they ever decide to go to the bad side, they get evil, something happens to them. But he's the only one that knows of the plan, he's the only one that can spring it into action, and he has a series of events planned out that would lead to them being taken down if he had to do it. Now, a lot of people are going to say, okay, but how does that mean he could beat Superman? Think about it. Really think about it. If it came down to it, and let's just say Batman and Superman are fighting because Superman goes off the deep end. But the thing is, Superman has no idea about this. He doesn't know about the plan. He doesn't know. And all Batman has to do is spring that plan into action, and guess what? Voila! Contingency plan set out. And Superman wouldn't even know what to do. He wouldn't know how to fight it because he's not even aware that the plan is out there. That's one thing I really think that Batman holds over Superman. Superman is the brawn, and yes, he's very strong, but Batman is the brains of it all. And as much as I like Superman, I don't hate him as a character, but I think he is not as smart as Batman. He's nowhere near as smart as Batman, and Batman has said that numerous times, that he knows what Superman's going to do before Superman even does it. And even Superman has admitted that Batman knows Superman better than he knows himself. If you don't believe me, go watch The Dark Knight Returns and go pick up the Justice League cartoon and see if you can actually find that episode. Hopefully I can find the title of the episode and I'll put like a link to it down in the description. Okay, guys, that's it for today for Who Would Win. Leave some comments down below to tell me who would you think would win between Batman and Superman. Today, I'm going Batman. It might be a biased opinion, and I'm sorry. But I really do genuinely think that if it ever really came down to Batman versus Superman in a fight, I think Batman could win just based off of brains, skill, and pure planning alone. Because sometimes Superman's a little too gung-ho without too much brains behind it. But yeah, leave me a comment down below. Tell me what you think, who you think would win, because I'm really interested. I love seeing other people's aspects. Also, tomorrow will be the very first attempt of me doing an Ask Harley, and I am terrified. I am terrified. If I suck, I'm sorry. Don't, hang me for it, but I'm gonna try my best. And I will see you tomorrow. Make sure to thumb up and subscribe. I post videos every single weekday. And I love you, nerd fuckers. I will see you tomorrow.